So we are having practice 22. Which is page number 179.
Teacher, we're going to take vocabulary.
Yes.
Teacher,
Hmm.
we're going
Yes.
to take vocabulary.
Yes, Aya, we will take vocabulary. Is it difficult to listen to me or is it fine? Please tell me if my voice is reaching you or not.
Practice 17.
It is vocabulary practice 22.
Sorry.
Yes. It is vocabulary practice 22. Okay, is it good enough? The screen? Nice.
Yes.
Yara? Yes. Okay. So let's begin. We have connotations today. Okay, so a connotation is the meaning suggested by a word or phrase. As we have taken connotations even in the previous grade, they are the underlying meanings, or uh, they are secondary meanings to the word. They are not literal. They are different than literal. They are not the meanings that you can find in the dictionary. Rather, they are kind of it is an expression in addition to the literal or primary meaning of a word. Okay, it is an association with that word. It could be negative, it can be positive, or it can be neutral, depending on how we use these words in our speech. For example, look over here. It is different from the denotation or dictionary definition. Connotations can hint at meanings that are not stated directly. Connotation may be positive, neutral, or negative, depending on the context. So this is about the connotations. Is there any question that you want to ask me about connotations?
Teacher,
Yes.
your sound is not so clear.
Is it still not very clear?
It's better a little bit.
A little. Should I speak louder, you mean? Hello?
Yes,
Should I speak louder?
that's better. I can hear you now.
Okay. So, is there any question related to connotations or understanding about connotations?
No.
No. You will still have a question. I know there is some question in your mind, but let's take this example and let's see if you can understand it further. The words, now let's compare these two words, skinny and slender. Okay, I'll highlight them both for you. So we have here skinny Yes, we have here. There is the word skinny and there is a word slender. Okay. Now both mean lean or thin. Okay, both have the same meaning, but mainly or commonly, yet their connotations are different. We do not use slender for something like to show someone is unattractive. Slender means someone who is thin or lean, but in an attractive way. Okay, so slender has a positive or neutral connotation, while skinny, which can imply unattractiveness or thinness or unattractive thinness, has a negative connotation, which is right in front of you. Okay, you can read it. We have different connotations associated with different words. Do you understand it? Do you understand it? Or my voice?
Yes.
Can you repeat? Sorry, I wasn't with you.
Okay. So Tala, I start because you just came, so I will repeat the definition of connotation. A connotation is the meaning suggested by a word or phrase. Okay, it is a meaning which is not literal, which you will not find in the dictionary, but uh, an underlying meaning to the word. It is a secondary meaning to a word. It is a kind of an expression in addition to the primary meaning of a word. For example, skinny and slender. Skinny and slender both mean lean or thin, but we usually use skinny to show unattractiveness. Someone who's skinny is thin or lean, but in a way that it is unattractive. However, slender is also someone who is thin or lean, but in a way that he or she is still attractive. It's in a good way. Slender means a good figure. So this is the example that is given over here. Now let's move on to the let's move on to the exercise itself. Complete the sentences with two of the words given. First, let me erase it. Yeah. Okay. So now here we have here we have we have words that mean not an extreme. Okay, we have words that mean not an extreme. Something that is balanced. And we have three words having the same meaning, which are average, mediocre, and normal. Average, mediocre, and normal. Now, all of the three words have almost the same meaning, which is not any extreme, but we have different expressions for each. We have different underlying meanings for each, different connotations for each. Okay, so the underlying meanings are the connotations. For average, we mainly use average to show someone who is a little different than the normal people or normal things. Like in literal meaning, it is when you add two things and add like whatever the number you are having, you just add them and divide by the quantity, by the total number of things. And it is something which is most common in terms of number. in terms of number. It could be a height, it could be the weight, it could be anything. Average is something that is typical, that is most common in terms of number or quantity of either people, of either things or whatever. Then we have mediocre. Mediocre is something that is of, you cannot say it is extraordinary, it is something of poor quality. Or you can say it is something that you expected to be better, but it turned out really normal, pretty normal than what you expected. Who has logged in? Okay. So mediocre is poor result than what you expected. However, normal is against the nature, something that occurs or happens in a regular pattern, or something that happens naturally. If something goes against it, it is abnormal, and if something goes along with it, it is normal. Here, Jason, now you have three sentences. The last sentence is supposed to be done by you. You have to make it. First sentence says, Jason loves math. Now you have to fill in those blanks with these three words that have almost the same meaning, not any extreme, but different connotations. Jason loves math, so his dash test performance surprised the teacher. So actually, he loves math. So it was expected that his performance would be good. But on the contrary, the performance was not that good as was expected. So what word from these you think will fit this blank?
Average.
Average?
Yes.
I don't think it's average, because as I told you, mediocre is something you expected to be good, but it turned not that good. It turned out not that good. So it will be what? Hmm? I gave you the answer actually. Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Judy Rashid.
Yes.
Judy Rashid? Judy Rashid. Yara?
Yes.
Okay. Yara, please answer for this.
Mediocre.
Yes, it is mediocre. Let me write here for you. It is mediocre. Next is such cold weather. Such cold weather is not dash for June. Now it is with an exclamation mark, which shows that this is something against what happens usually. It is totally different. It's totally abnormal. So it is what? It is against nature. It is against the regular pattern. So it is what? Is it average or is it normal? By the way, there is not. So it is not. It is not average or it is not normal for June.
Not normal.
Yes, it is not normal. It is not normal. Now, I want you to write a sentence using the word average. Now, I'll give you an example. I wrote a sentence. You can write something similar, but just to give you an example of how to use the word average in a sentence. She was of above average height. Okay, so here it is. She was of above average height, which means that she was not of a height which is commonly seen, or which is commonly found in people. Girls, please check the spelling here. Okay, I just wrote them wrong. I typed them wrong. Are you writing? Are you writing? I can't hear any one of you.
Teacher, we should write the same sentence.
No, like you can just take an example from it. Like you can write a similar one, but don't just copy my words. Okay, write a similar kind of sentence, but don't just copy. I wrote it for you to have an idea. Next is, I will wait until you all finish.
Teacher, I will send to Malak to enter, okay?
Malak is not in the meeting.
Who?
Malak is not in the meeting.
طيب, I will send to her. طيب, where's...
I sent messages but she didn't answer.
Even Judy.
Yes. والله راح ابعت لأمتى أنا.
تالا موجودة.
لأنه ما عندنا نت. ممكن لأنه تالا عم تظبط بالإنترنت تبعها مثل ما صار بالماضي.
عرفتي؟
تالا كانت موجودة.
إياك بقول لك.
في هون اثنين مس مديحة.
What?
في اثنين مس مديحة. في مس مديحة هوست.
Yes.
في مس مديحة.
I sent the link on WhatsApp group. Just click it. Okay, so I'll move to number 2. Now, again, we have 3 group of words that have the same meaning, which is a smell, okay, a smell. Now, there are variations in the connotations of all the 3 words. We have 3 words here. I will just highlight them for you to see clearly. Now, there is a word. There is the first word, aromatic. The second one is pungent. And the third is strong. Okay. Now, aromatic, pungent, and strong are all smells, but they have different connotations depending on how we feel or associate ourselves to them. Aromatic is a smell that is sweet scented. It usually comes out of herbs and flowers, so it is a good kind of fragrance. We call it fragrance because it is good and it is pleasing to the nose. But pungent is a smell which is very sharp and biting. It it makes your eyes water. So pungent is having a negative connotation, but aromatic is having a positive connotation, and strong is just neutral. It means any smell that is strong, that can be smelled even from a distance. So has she joined? No. So we have 3 different words for the same with the same meaning smell, but with different connotations. Now I will see how you can fill these blanks with the appropriate word. Number D is that chemical is so dash that it made my eyes water. What kind of smell would it be to make one's eyes water? Yes. Somebody answer.
Pungent.
Yes, it's pungent. Why? Because this kind of smell is really biting. But it is a biting kind and it's really irritating kind of
Teacher,
smell. Yes. Hmm.
is this
It's
is your
itchy.
code or what?
What is my code?
It's changed?
No, it's not changed. I'm just logged in with my laptop today, not with the phone.
Okay.
Okay, so
But
what's the
teacher,
problem?
yani, are you free now?
Yes, why?
Because I want you to repeat because my internet was off.
You can
Turned
see
off.
here on the screen. Is it not on your
Yes, I
screen?
mean if you can.
Yeah, if I can repeat the meanings and everything, the explanation you mean?
Yes.
Look, dear, it is 10:31 now, okay? My period will
Okay.
finish at 10:45 or maybe 10:40.
Okay.
I don't have much time. When I log in again, you can just ask me and I will explain again. Maybe tomorrow or in the evening or whenever is or maybe after this session I will have to make another meeting. You have another session after this? Do you have another session after this?
No.
No. Okay, so then I
No.
can log in again. I'll start again
Okay.
and then I'll explain it later. But for
In
now,
your
just
phone
go
or in
with
your
it.
laptop?
Yes, yes. Okay.
In your laptop.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now the perfume, the second sentence from number 2 is the perfumed scent came from one small bowl filled with dash herbs. What kind of herbs would it be that had a perfumed scent? Judy Rashid. Judy Rashid.
1 second, teacher.
Keep your books open right in front of you. Yes? Sorry?
Anthromatic.
Aromatic, yes. It would be aromatic in order to be a perfumed scent. So the herbs would be aromatic because they had a perfumed scent. Next is strong, which is to be used by you in your own sentence. The sentence that I made is here. I will write for you so that you can just write one similar to it. The strong smell of baked muffins intensified my craving. Here I write. Strong smell of baked muffins intensified my craving. So this is the sentence, the strong smell of baked muffins. Now this smell is, I'm only talking about how strong it is. It is a neutral, it is a neutral word to show how the smell was. It is not negative, not positive. The smell was just strong. Strong to be smelled from a distance. So we have 3 words now. You know how to use them.
Yeah, Judy.
Okay. Let me erase. I hope clear all the words.
Teacher, we saw this in class.
No,
Yes.
no.
No, yes.
Yes, I swear.
Okay, stop swearing.
Teacher فترة أغسطس 175.
You don't have to swear to make me believe you. It is page 179. How many girls can say that you did that? We didn't do that.
You mean on the previous page you opened.
What?
It means on the previous page that
Yeah,
opened.
I mistakenly went to the previous page and she started
Yes,
swearing.
that's what you meant.
Yeah. Okay, number 3 is words that connote a pattern or hue. A pattern of what? A pattern of color, a pattern of shades. Okay. Now, they include the words that connote a pattern or hue are colorful, gaudy, and vivid. Let me highlight. Yes.
Malak, Malak says that if you can record it so she can read it and watch it later.
I am recording it, Aya. Okay, I'm recording it and I will send you on the group later. I'll send it when it's done.
Okay.
Okay. So, so the words are colorful, gaudy, and vivid. I sometimes now here colorful is I think it's not very difficult to understand. Colorful. It is full of colors, full of life. And gaudy is something which is also colorful, but it is in a very showy way. It is in a very, it shows a bad taste. It is something which is tasteless. Although it is also colorful, but it is very bright, very showy, and very sparkly, which is not having a good taste. Okay, that doesn't show a good taste. Vivid is something like colors that stand out, colors that are very lively, colors that are very strong. So we have to use all these 3 words in different sentences depending on their connotations. I sometimes, when you solve the sentences or when you fill in the blanks, you understand them more in a context. Okay, when the word is in the context, you can understand it more. I sometimes wear subdued patterns. Now, subdued patterns are lightly colored clothes, like clothes that are very decent, very sober, not very colorful. But that one, not intense. Subdued here means something which is not intense. Okay, but that one is too dash for me. But that one is too dash for me. Please choose from colorful, gaudy, or vivid.
Gaudy.
It is colorful.
Colorful.
It is colorful. Gus, when it is finished, I will start again. Please come back again, okay? I'm not going anywhere.
هي ليش ملك ما دخلت معنا؟
So, but that one is too colorful for me.
خلاص خليك تعملي اياه ريكورد وبعدين بحضرها. لا طيب.
Now, it's H from number 3. Since your suit is dull gray, you should wear a dash tie. Now, of course, you will not wear a colorful or a gaudy tie. You would wear something that stands out or something that is stronger than dull. So it would be the opposite of dull gray, something that is standing out, but doesn't look stupid or doesn't look showy or doesn't show a bad taste. So it would be what? We have
Vivid?
already read what? Vivid. Yes. Vivid.
Vivid?
Yes. Vivid. It is vivid. Next, we have to make a sentence using the word gaudy. I wrote a sentence. I will write here for you so that you can write something similar. Her gaudy orange and purple hat showed her bad taste in clothing, in dressing.
Isha, what is the meaning again of gaudy?
Gaudy is something that is colorful, but in a very unattractive way, in a very cheap way, in a very showy way. Something that if like for example, you wear a yellow shirt with a purple pant, it will look very gaudy. It will look very, tasteless. You get it? Okay.
Thank you.
مش لعبة.
So her gaudy orange and purple had showed her bad taste in dressing. And this is the sentence. You can make one similar. Gaudi is cheap. Gaudi is tasteless, simply tasteless. Like it is colorful, but it's not in a good way, in a good manner. Next is number 4, words that connote a state. By the way, once you finish writing your sentences, please send me the pictures on WhatsApp group. Words that connote a state in decision making. Now, a state of decision making. Someone who has an issue with decision making could be undecided, could be called an open-minded person, or could be called a person who's wavering. Now let me explain each one. Open-minded, undecided, and wavering. Okay. Now, open-minded person is a person who is unbiased, okay, who accept or understand things and impartially. He does that impartially. He is unbiased. He is not judgmental. He doesn't judge. He accepts what he sees around, or what he listens to, or to the customs around him. So someone who's open-minded is not having a hard time making a decision. Undecided is somebody who cannot reach to a decision, who cannot decide something, who cannot decide on doing something or on something. Okay? The wavering is someone who is doubtful of his decision, who has made a decision but is doubtful whether his decision is right or wrong. So he is just wavering, swaying to and fro. Wavering actually literally means to sway to and fro. So he's swaying to and fro, having a doubt on whether my decision is correct or incorrect, or should I change or should I go with it. So wavering is also being undecisive but have with doubts. And undecided is someone who has not decided, like he has not even thought if it is right or wrong. He's just undecided. He cannot decide. And open-minded, someone who can easily decide, who can accept, who can go with the flow, who can accept new customs. Okay, so let's do the sentences. Number 1, I first thought that this answer was correct, but now I am. So she
Wait,
first thought she was yeah, exactly. She first thought that it was correct, but now she is doubtful, so she is wavering. So she is wavering. She is wavering. Next is, you will enjoy your trip if you remain dash about new customs.
open-minded,
Exactly. If you remain open-minded about new customs, if you accept them, and if you are open-minded, if you accept them, and if you don't have any problem with your decision of accepting new traditions. So I will write here open-minded. Open-minded is with hyphen. Open-minded. Now we have we have to use undecided. I have made a sentence. I'll write for you. After college, she was still undecided as to what career she wanted to pursue. She was still undecided as to what career she wanted to pursue. This is the last sentence in number 4. Now you have the last one, and I'll end the meeting. The last one goes words that connote, sorry. Okay, words that connote a person's reputation. He is either famous or notorious, or he's well known. Okay, now all the 3 words means that a person is known by people. Okay, a person is known by people, but in different ways. Famous is if a person. Let me underline them first. Okay, so famous is a person who is known by most of the people around. Most of the people, like a lot of people know him. A lot of people, maybe he's known worldwide, so he's famous. Okay, he is known worldwide. He is famous. But notorious is someone who is known by people, but in a bad way. Someone who is famous, like who is known for his bad deeds. Someone who is known, for example, a criminal. A criminal is known by a lot of people, but he's not famous. He is notorious. Okay, but a celebrity, a singer is famous. So for his talent, so somebody who's famous, there could be different reasons, but there are always positive reasons to be famous, and there are always negative reasons to become notorious. So notorious is somebody who's criminal, somebody who is like you can say a most wanted person. Okay, he's notorious. He is known by people, but in a negative way. And a well-known person is also a person who is